Welcome, Hearties. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Come on in, get settled, and get excited. Welcome to another special live event with some of your favorite Hope Valley residents celebrating season 9 of Hallmark Channel's When Calls the Heart. I'm Deidre Behar from Entertainment Tonight. I'm super pumped to be here with you, joined by a dear friend and a new friend. So please help me say hello to Kevin McGarry and Amanda Wong.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you
Hi.
guys?
I'm great. How are you, Amanda?
I'm very well, thank you. I haven't seen Kevin in a few months, and I missed your face.
Oh, I missed your face. Not by choice. Like, it just kind of happened that way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're not avoiding each other.
No.
No, life happens in between seasons of When Calls the Heart, I imagine.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we just missed each other.
I want to jump right in, and I think on behalf of Kevin and Hardy's all over the world, Amanda, we are just so delighted and excited to have you as a part of When Calls the Heart. You are such a wonderful addition. And before we start talking about your character, Mei Sue, I'd love to just back up a little bit. And I want to know, how did this opportunity all come about?
Aw, thanks, firstly. The opportunity came up because my agent sent me a breakdown. It was asking for an Asian woman who knows how to ride a horse. And I'm like, hey, I'm those two things. So I'm going to try for it. And
I didn't know you could ride a horse before.
Right? I didn't know you
I mean,
could.
you were great. You were great. I didn't know that was a skill that you, like, had.
Yeah,
But,
specifically,
wow.
That's what it asked for. Horseback riding skills is a plus, and so yeah.
So what's your background? Did you grow up like doing equestrian riding?
Well, I was actually in Mongolia on vacation, and I traveled by horseback rode the steppes for like 9 hours a day, and by yak cart, and I learned very quickly doing that.
Amanda Wong, the real people.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
That
incredible.
is incredible, truly. And we definitely got to see those skills put to the test. May makes quite an entrance when she comes onto the scene. But being the newcomer after not 8 previous seasons of a really beloved long running show like this, what did it feel like kind of being the new kid at school, and how did everybody welcome you and make you feel loved?
It straight up felt like I was a new kid in school, but I have this wonderful guy who showed me the ropes. So yeah, you.
Really?
So I'm super lucky in that regard, and everyone on When Calls the Heart has just been so nice and really went out of their way to make me feel welcomed, and I felt very safe pretty much the whole time, and everyone had my back. So I mean, what more can a girl ask for?
What was your first impression of Kevin the first time that you guys met?
Okay, we can skip this question.
Well, here's the funny thing. I met Kevin with the mustache on, so I didn't know him without it. Yeah, and
That's
so
who I am. Yeah.
Right?
And Kevin, same question for you. Like, what was your first impression of Amanda? You knew that you'd be sharing a lot of scenes together.
Yeah, I thought she was amazing. I mean, she was just incredible to work with. She was so sweet, she's so lovely, and she just wanted to like do the best. Just make the scene the best it could be, and it was really great working with her.
Okay, so we met Mei Sue last week. Like I said, she comes into Hope Valley like taking no prisoners. She's clearly a woman on a mission, posing as a man when she's on the horse, and then we figure out that she's actually in Hope Valley as the woman, and it seems like she's got this very rich backstory. What can you tell us about Mei?
Well, Mei is a pharmacist. She's very accomplished, very intelligent, and she has a lot of credentials under her belt. So,
okay, and it does seem like she's got some secrets or something that we don't quite know the whole story there yet. What is it that she ran away from?
I think it's more about wanting to start a new life in Hope Valley with the new friends and with a great new job at Yost's pharmacy. So I think that's more about, it's just about starting anew, I think.
But it is shrouded in mystery. There's something there. She didn't just show up.
You don't have to call me out, Kevin.
Well,
I don't know how to say this in the most gentle way.
Let me ask you this, Amanda. When you started peeling back the layers and you learned a little bit more about Mei's history, why she's in Hope Valley, a little more on her backstory, I mean, what was your reaction to that story?
Oh, I was super excited about it. I feel like this is a character with a lot of layers, and she's not without flaws, and I love that aspect of her. It's much more relatable when someone is flawed and has a history and a past, because we all do. And being able to tap into that and having the writers be able to write those elements into my character and make her fully fleshed is such a privilege.
Okay. Well, I'm going to come back to you. I have a lot more May questions. I want to go over to Mr. McGarry for a second.
All right.
The first thing I noticed right off the bat when we saw Nathan in the season 9 premiere, we got a big facial hair switch up. Okay.
Yeah, I think, I saw somebody write something on social media and they were like, I guess like when a girl gets broken up with, she gets bangs. So when a guy gets broken up with, he grows a mustache. And I think that's the funniest thing that I thought. I thought that was, maybe that's where it is. Maybe he's just like, this is the new me.
Yeah, and a little zhuzh, information.
So there was, to be fair, at the beginning of that there was this idea. John Tinker, the showrunner, had essentially with like kind of all the guys having beards at the beginning. It was an idea, just an idea at the beginning, didn't really go anywhere. But I had this beard to start, and when I found it wasn't going to go anywhere, I kind of shaved it into this mustache, and I sent him a picture of Timothy Oliphant in Deadwood. Yeah. And I was like, what do you think? Lawman, this is, and he's like, and fun fact, his brother was the showrunner on Deadwood. Yeah, there you go. There's a little Tinker. He's got quite a family tree. But he was like, yeah, I love this. And he's like, let's see how this goes. And, so it was we were recreating Nathan a little bit. We were kind of like, it's Nathan's bangs. Initially, I think.
Imagine the day that Nathan maybe actually does get bangs. I think the internet would just explode.
It could happen. Season 10, we'll see what happens.
It's just funny because you and I have done interviews in the off season where you have, obviously voluntarily had facial hair, unlike the traditional like shaved look that we know Nathan for. And you and I have joked about this in the past that you're like, no, I think Mounties authentically back in the day used to rock the mustache.
They did.
Yeah. And so to see you like kind of be the force behind this decision, I think that's so cool. That was you going.
Yeah. We drove across Canada this year to kind of get over to BC, and we stopped in Saskatchewan, which there's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Museum. So I was like, I've been playing a Mountie for 2 years. I actually want to see this. And a friend of mine, his parent was a Mountie, so they told us about this place, and we went to go see it. And so I was looking at all the Mounties in the early 1900s, and a lot of them did have mustaches. So I was like, there's some authenticity in this, and yeah.
I love it. And so we've got this new mustache. I want to know what else is new with Nathan in season 9. We saw him in the season premiere. It seems like he's sort of picking up the pieces, sort of accepting the fact that Elizabeth is happy. It's with Lucas, but she's happy, and that makes Nathan happy. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think that's it. I think she's happy, so that makes Nathan happy. But the relationships don't just like dramatically change. And I think it was interesting to try to balance a place of where they would be, because Elizabeth has been gone back to Hamilton to see her family. She comes back. So Nathan has moved to more of a place of acceptance, and it really, he does love Elizabeth, and he hopes for the best for her. And if she's happy, she's happy, and it's not with him. So he's, at the beginning, getting used to that. It doesn't mean him and like Lucas are best friends, but there is like this underlying mutual respect between the two of them. He's becoming more part of the town, which has been nice, because I think the last, it's been a kind of a struggle for him as the new Mountie to kind of, start becoming more of a figure of Hope Valley, with everybody. So he's embedded in a lot more stories throughout the town this year. And he's also kind of dealing with the fact that this industrial revolution is happening and coming into town, and Nathan in a way represents like the old world, with the horse and the mustache. But essentially the cowboy who's kind of getting pushed out of the way for the locomotive train that's kind of coming. So it's, in the broader sense, he's got a lot of change outside of just women and people in general, and a growing niece, which is kind of his daughter. He's also got to kind of deal with the way that he thought the world was changing around him.
Look at Nathan embracing progress, asking for driving lessons. I
love
it.
Well, reluctantly, he doesn't, right. He doesn't want to do it. But
I can tell he wants to evolve with the times. And Amanda, it's so exciting that your character Mei Su comes to town at this pivotal moment where Nathan seems like he's still kind of like a little sad about, you know, past events, but it is undeniable that Mei and Nathan have this like instant spark, instant chemistry. Nathan seems quite taken with Mei after they have their first meeting in the saloon. So, you know, fans are obviously reading into the possibility, what could be going on here. Amanda, what can you tease in terms of like how Nathan and Mei's possible romance might bloom?
Well, I think for Mei, she actually sees Nathan in this new man, new light. So she sees him with the suave mustache. He's like masculine, confident. You know, she didn't know him as like the, you know, his heartbroken self. She just sees this like charismatic, you know, strapping man who's confident. He's authoritative. He's in a position of power, and he's, you know, taking what she's giving and throwing it right back. So, of course, you know, there may be something that is, you know, budding between the two of them. And the moment that Kevin and I met was moments before Mei and Nathan met. So I just feel like it was just so easy and effortless between the two of us. And you see a lot more of that in this season. So I'm excited.
Kevin, what can you tell me? Is it going to be like a slow burn between Nathan and Mei, or is it like Nathan immediately goes, this is definitely a woman I am impressed by, and I could maybe see something more than friends with her?
Well, Nathan, you know, it's not in his character to, you know, just jump into something. He is a slow burn. But I mean, he's also learned from the past. So, you know, and going back to, you know, Amanda's character, Mei Su, coming with the shroud of mystery, you know, he's intrigued. I mean, there's the initial attraction for sure, but there's something going on. So it, like, Nathan the man for sure is attracted, but Nathan the police officer is attracted to this like mystery that's in town that is also holding, you know, so there could be like this forbidden fruit type thing between the different, you know, there's something happening. There's more to Mei than, you know, just this on the surface kind of attraction. That there's, you know, there's the detective in him knows that there's more to the story. So I think that's another thing that's kind of pulling them together. Plus, she's also, because she's got all these skills to kind of help him out. And I mean, I don't want to give anything away. I can't say anything, but I mean, she does. I mean, he's attracted to her for sure at the beginning, but they're kind of drawn to each other just by who they are. You know what I mean? Like they're not exactly just like lunging for each other right at the beginning, but it's just more the scenarios they're put in kind of open themselves to a possibility of romance.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like when it's not just immediate, like right off the bat, and two people really take the time to get to know each other, learn their backstories, the payoff in the end can be really, really huge. So I guess with that, like Kevin, you just listed like 3 different things that Nathan's dealing with there. How is he going to balance all of that? Like, I'm attracted to her, but I'm also concerned for her, but I'm also irritated because I don't know what's going on here. Like, is he going to be juggling all those different types of emotions?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like it's yeah. I mean, that was just so fun to play in this relationship. I mean, you know, it's in a sense, I mean, I'm not saying she is, I don't know where we are right now, but it could be like, you know, like he's attracted to a criminal, possibly. Maybe she's not, maybe she is. I don't know. Keep watching. But I mean, so there's moral, you know, there's a moral conundrum as well. So, which, I mean, just way more fun to play than just, you know, boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it runs a lot deeper than just like the surface attraction.
Sure. That Mei Su, she's such a mystery.
She's a mystery.
Amanda, what are you most excited for fans to uncover about your character? Because after the, you know, season 9 premiere, I think a lot of people are scratching their head trying to figure out like what is her deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, number one question I've been getting is what's going on with her and Nathan. I think that's what fans want to know, definitely. But what I'm most excited for fans to find out about Mei, I'm just really excited for everyone to see the show and see how it progresses and see the backstory and kind of like see the flaws and also the redeeming qualities and decide if they like her or not.
Oh, something tells me
they'll like her.
I think something tells me people are definitely going to love her. What we've seen so far, you are a force on camera, my queen. You are just such a wonderful addition to the show. Kevin, you know, you and I have joked in the past, Nathan's approach to gaining, you know, female attention. You know, it's a little hit and miss.
Yeah.
How is he going to be? I don't know if he does decide that he wants to pursue something with May. Like, has he made any improvement on that front?
Oh, I think, you know, the nice thing about Nathan is, you know, as many mistakes that he has made. I mean, he does learn from them, you know, and he doesn't always do the right thing, but I think, you know, he learns and moves forward. So all the stuff he did wrong in the previous one, you're not going to see, like, you know, he's changed a bit. But again, it's not in his character to just, you know, like he said in the past that, you know, his focus is keeping the town safe, whatever the town meant at the time. But it was, you know, it is looking after the town, looking after his daughter, Allie. So this is, you know, his heart's open for it, for sure. Like, you know, he wants love like anybody, but his priorities as, you know, kind of protector of the town always has to be the town first, right? So again, just juggling that.
Yeah, for sure.
You look like you're going to premiere, so you've got like the
That's what I
said. Or whatever.
said.
It looks very like, yeah. Are you going somewhere after this?
I am not. I'm just wearing a cable knit sweater and felt like jazzing
Okay.
it up because
I
Amanda
feel
is
underdressed.
She's
I
new.
feel underdressed.
Listen, you brought up Allie, and we were missing her in the season premiere. Fans are very, very excited to see Nathan and Allie reunite when she's done spending time with her grandparents. When are we going to get to see Allie, and what can you tease about their reunion?
Well, I mean, they've got a kind of a big moment for coming up. Allie, so Allie's been at the beginning and the first episode. You find out she's at her grandparents right now. That's kind of given Nathan a bit of time to just, you know, look after the town. So she does come back, clearly, and Allie, just like Jada, has, you know, grown up a bit. She's becoming more of a woman, and some of the stories moving forward with those two is, you know, Nathan figuring out how just to raise this woman, this young woman, on his own, which could be a thing that kind of May helps him out a little bit. Okay. You know, you can see that, but they have this very sweet scene. I remember Erin was watching it on the dailies, and she's like, "This is going to be a good scene. This is the Hardy's going to love this." But it's this kind of connecting scene when they, you know, she kind of comes back, and they're kind of updating each other on their lives, you know, and they just kind of stumble into this territory of like father and daughter, and it's kind of really nice because they've never really, you know, said those words to each other. So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, I like this tease that maybe May Sue is going to be sort of like a female figure in Allie's life. Amanda, have you been filming scenes with Jada? What can you tell us?
Sorry, I just kicked out. Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely. Jada's such a lovely girl. I really, really like her, and she's so spunky, and it's so interesting to see her on the show, and she's like so mature in you know her real life, but it's just so interesting to watch her grow and progress throughout the season and see some similarities between her actual life and the character that she plays.
Amazing. Yeah. Kevin, is that the one Allie Nathan scene that you're most excited for fans to see this season, or is there like a really precious Allie Nathan moment that you can tease?
Well, that is a very precious one that's coming up. I mean, you know how Allie does also get herself into a bit of trouble a lot of time too. So I mean, as much as there's some nice precious scenes, there's also, you know, she's at an age too. Yeah. She's, you know, she's starting to notice boys a bit more, and she's you know, trying to impress, and actually that's something that you might see May helps Allie kind of into teenage womanhood of, you know, like the makeup and like, I mean, Nathan doesn't want to do that, doesn't know about that, doesn't want to think about that. So that's kind of that connection they have, maybe. I don't know if it could. But there are a lot of precious moments kind of peppered in, but that one that I was talking about specifically it's a nice one.
Amazing. Very cool. I can't wait to see what May teaches young Allie, because I do agree Allie is so smart and so independent, but sometimes it gets her into a little bit of trouble. Hopefully May will reel her in and teach her the ways of life.
She'll try.
Okay, good. I can't wait to see it. And Amanda, I want to ask you this. You know, you and I corresponded. We did a little interview earlier this year over email, and and you kind of just talked about how it's so important to see representation, especially on a show like When Calls the Heart. And what an honor it feels to play a woman like May Sue. So tell me about being able to step into those shoes and to bring that element to When Calls the Heart.
Well, absolutely. I think diversity is really important. I think that with diversity, you get to know your neighbors better and get along better. But I think also growing up, I never really saw myself represented in period films. And I just automatically assumed this wasn't a show that I could even be on. And so when I saw the breakdown for somebody who was me, who's like me, and she would contribute to the show in not just a small way, but have a decent arc, I was so excited for the opportunity and just excited that the prospect was out there. Even if it wasn't me, I was super stoked about it. So the fact that it gets to be me, it's double bonus for me.
How do you hope people feel as they continue to watch a woman like May grow and develop over the course of the season?
I think she's got a lot of redeeming qualities. She's smart and she's courageous and she's got some fire in her. So I hope that they like her, but also more importantly, I hope that, you know, seeing her like her on screen helps some small Asian child see themselves and they feel like this is a world that they can be a part of as well.
Well, that's so important. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and Kevin, my final question for you. What a treat. We not only love seeing you act opposite Kayla Wallace on When Calls the Heart, but the two of you are co-starring in the film that is actually going to air this Saturday, March 12th on Hallmark Channel, Feeling Butterflies. What can you tell us about, you know, putting Fiona and Nathan on the back burner for a second and then leaning into this new project together?
Well, I mean, it was just, I mean, we got the opportunity to work together. I think it was so, because, you know, Kayla and I met on When Calls the Heart, but our characters really don't interact that much. We have, you know, we've got a couple scenes. So
can we change that?
Can we? We might, after, depending on how this goes. I mean, it was amazing to kind of work with Kayla. You know, she again, is just such a hard worker. She preps so hard and she really kind of gave it her all. And you know, it was just really nice to kind of go to work with her. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. It's going to be, I joke that it's Hallmark's Alfred Hitchcock's Birds with butterflies. The butterflies attack us. No, it is.
You're gonna scare people.
Yeah,
it's lighthearted. It's fun.
Just like swarms of butterflies. I think it's a great concept and a great idea. And it's funny, you know, like Kayla's very quirky in it, and this competition she has with this other girl in it is great. And you know, she does a great job, and it looks beautiful. And yeah, it's going to be good.
You make it a McGarry weekend. You catch Feeling Butterflies Saturday. You catch When Calls the Heart Sunday. And before I let you guys go, you know, no one really does a finale quite like When Calls the Heart. And I have no idea where things are heading throughout season 9. Can you give me, Amanda, let's start with you. Can you give me your best tease of a moment that you're just most excited for the Hardys to see throughout season 9? Might be finale. A lot of people have been leaning towards moments in the finale, but anything that you're just like so excited to give to the Hardys.
Well, there's a moment where May is incredibly grateful for Nathan. And I think that is a very huge moment that the Hardys would really enjoy.
Kevin, what is Nathan doing to make May's life easier? What is Amanda teasing there?
I'm not going to say anything. You have to watch. I'm not going to tell you. There's lots to tease. And the finale is great. The finale is fantastic. So,
will we be crying in the finale? Will we be like, our hearts will feel warm? Like our jaws going to be on the floor?
Yeah, like if all of those things happen, call the ambulance, or, you know, seek out your medical professional. Wait, hold on. I can't tell you. You know, something happens. All of the above. Of the above happens.
I think there'll be some resolutions the fans will be really happy with.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
I don't know.
You got to tease it. You can't just give them everything, you know.
Wow.
Check it out.
Amanda teases resolution. Kevin teases something will happen. So it's very insightful.
Something happened.
Will happen. That is so insightful. Thank you so much. Is there any final message? You know, you two have the floor. Is there anything you'd like to say to the Hardys who tune in loyally, who really support May, really support Nathan? Amanda, any message you want to share?
I'm just super grateful. The fans have been so welcoming and so warm and so nice, and I've only been receiving kind messages. Yeah, I'm just very grateful for the community.
Kevin?
Yeah, I think, yeah, to the Hardys, I just want to, you know, we wouldn't be doing this without, you know, you guys, all of you. You make it possible that we can kind of keep telling this story. And yeah, I'm just so very grateful. This is my fourth season, you know, and it's just been, it's been a wild ride. And I'm just very grateful that these stories are kind of reaching people, and they're finding it a safe place to kind of watch and, you know, just find this community almost comforting, you know, and then they can come to us. And then I also want to say to Amanda, it was just so great to work with you in season 9, and you did a fantastic job, and they're going to love you. And yeah, I just had a great time working with you.
Amazing.
Me too.
Well, you guys are the best. I cannot wait to see what happens for Nathan and for May Sue as season 9 of When Calls the Heart continues to unfold. Make sure you tune in Sunday nights, Hallmark Channel, 8 p.m. Use the hashtag Hardys to tweet along. Kevin and Amanda, will you be live tweeting on Sunday?
I will be.
Yes.
Kevin, don't let me down.
I won't. I'll be there.
I'll put a GIF. I'll put a GIF out there or something, you know.
That works for me. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everybody. Take care, Kevin and Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.